Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. Review and adoption of 5 bills during the second public session of Parliament. In international news sport, Cristiano Ronaldo announces his international retirement after the 2026 World Cup. The details. Welcome to our newsroom, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned, the title based on Article 51 of the Constitution of the National Assembly held today, Wednesday, November 12, 2025, the second plenary session of the second ordinary session of Parliament for the year 2025 as part of the work of 9th legislative body. The session was chaired by the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Dilaita Mohamed Dilaita, in the presence of Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, members of the government, and all members of Parliament. The plenary session was primarily dedicated to reviewing and adopting the following draft laws: draft law on establishment of a startup companies law, draft law approving the Republic of Djibouti's ratification of the Green Middle East Initiative Charter, draft law approving the financial accounts of the National Water and Sanitation Office for the 2023 fiscal year, the amended state budget for the 2025 fiscal year, the creation of National Cybersecurity Authority under urgent procedure. The discussion focused particularly on the startup companies law, the Green Middle East Initiative Charter, the establishment of the National Cybersecurity Authority aimed at strengthening digital sovereignty, the startup, which provides a fundamental framework for innovation and entrepreneurship, and the Green Middle East, which reinforces this country's commitment to combating climate change. Also, the 2025 amended budget, including the reallocation of appropriations and the prioritization of expenditure, the financial accounts of the National Water and Sanitation Office, analyzed in light of financial performance and future development prospects. In response, the government members provided a comprehensive clarification emphasizing the significant effort made by ministries to achieve their strategic objective despite economic and operational challenges. Of the National Assembly, Mr. Dilaita Mohamed Dilaita, formally invited the rapporteurs to present their detailed reports on the draft laws. These drafts have been thoroughly examined and discussed previously within the respective specialized committees. The President emphasized the importance of this presentation in providing Parliament members with a clear understanding of the content, application, and objective of each proposed law, thereby facilitating informed debate and enabling a well-grounded decision-making process during the plenary session. And now at the opening session, the President of the National Assembly, Honorable Dilaita Mohamed Dilaita, formally invited the rapporteurs to present their detailed report on the draft laws. These drafts have been thoroughly examined and discussed previously within the respective specialized committees. The President emphasized the importance of this presentation in providing Parliament members with a clear understanding, thereby facilitating informed debate and enabling a well-grounded decision-making process during the plenary session. And now, during the discussion, members of Parliament raised several questions related to economic development, financial governance, and digital security. In response, the government officials provided comprehensive clarification, emphasizing the significant effort made by ministries to achieve their strategic objectives despite economic and operational challenges. At the outset, MP Kaltoun addressed a question to the Minister of Budget, saying, "We have launched a major digital reform which represents a symbol of modernity and sovereignty, yet the current amended finance law does not reflect these ambitions. How can we talk about digital transformation without providing the necessary resources, and how can we build a digital state without sufficient funding for cybersecurity and the digitization of public administration?" In turn, Minister of Budget, Mr. Asman Ibrahim Roble, replied, "Honorable MP Kaltoum, I would like to appreciate your concern regarding this vital issue. As you mentioned, digitalization represents a fundamental pillar for the future of our country, and we are always fully supportive of the ministry in charge of digitalization. I would like to confirm that the new finance law already includes financial allocation for the development of the digital sector in Djibouti, both in the areas of data protection and cyber security. And now, in a related context, one of the MPs addressed a question to the Ministry of Digital Economy, saying, Madam Minister, the draft law on startup companies provides that certain employees may take special leave to launch their own projects. The draft also stipulates a tax exemption for investing in startups, which is an important form of support. But the real question is, how can we ensure that traditional companies do not exploit this privilege to deceive? The tax administration have strict control being put in place to prevent such abuses. In response, the Ministry of Digital Economy, Mrs. Mariam Hamidou Ali, said, "Thank you for your question. You have raised very important points. I would like to emphasize that this draft law has received the support of the Ministry of Budget, for which I thank him, because there is a fundamental difference between startup companies and traditional companies. According to the draft law, no more than 2 startups can be established per year, as these companies benefit from privilege for a period of 7 years, during which no cash dividends are distributed. Article 3 provides for the creation of startup colleagues, where projects are mentored and granted an accredited label. This means that individuals do not directly approach custom or the tax office to claim exemptions. Instead, the procedures are carried out through approved business incubator. In the same context, MP Ila Ismail Gidi Hared expressed a question to the Ministry of Agriculture, saying the National Water and Sanitation Office has been suffering from a structural deficit for many years. It is time to ask the real question: what is happening? The bills we receive have doubled or even tripled under the pretext of adding sanitation fees, yet sanitation problems persist. What is actually happening inside Onayad, Mr. Minister? In response, the Minister Mohammed Ahmed Awale has said the water bill has not changed since 2014. If we look at prices since that date, the cost of 1,000 liters of water does not exceed 70 francs, while the real price needed to balance the budget should be 200 francs. The water price set by the institution is very low compared to its actual cost. For example, 1.5 liters of mineral water is on the market sells for 100 francs, while 1,000 liters of Onayat waters with the same quality and nutritional content cost no more than 70 francs. How can expenses be covered at the price? There are no excessively high bills, as claimed. On the contrary, the opposite is true. Still in the National Assembly this morning, the President of the National Assembly, Honorable Dilete Mohammed Dilete, received Major General Charles Karamba, the non-resident ambassador of the Republic of Rwanda, to our country during a cordial visit. The meeting was held in the presence of Chief of Staff of the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Idris Mohammed, and the Secretary General, Mr. Ismail Gulal Boudin. During their discussion, the two officials emphasized the strong bonds of friendship and exceptional cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and the Republic of Rwanda. They expressed their shared desire to further strengthen relations between the two countries, particularly through parliamentary cooperation, exchange of expertise, and consultation on key regional and continental issues. The President of the National Assembly highlighted the importance of reinforcing parliamentary cooperation, sharing experiences, and consulting on major regional and continental matters. Also this morning, Thursday, the Ministry of Energy in charge of natural resources organized the National Forum for the Promotion of Solar Energy at the Kempinski Palace with the support of UNDP and the United Nations Environment Programme. This important national event is part of the country's vision to achieve 100% green energy by 2035, in line with Djibouti Vision 2035. Thanks to Djibouti's exceptionally high levels of solar radiance, the highest in Africa, the country possesses remarkable solar potential, enabling a transformative leap in its energy landscape. Solar energy now represents a strategic lever to enhance energy sovereignty, promote social equity, and accelerate the transition to a low-carbon economy. The National Forum aims to bring together all stakeholders from the public, private, community, and institutional sector around the shared goal, accelerating the widespread adoption of solar energy in Djibouti. It also seeks to establish a coherent national roadmap, placing solar energy and self-consumption at the heart of the country's comprehensive energy transition. Beyond environmental consideration, self-consumption of solar energy is a driver of economic growth and social inclusion. It creates jobs in the installation, maintenance, and management of solar energy system, while also promoting youth training, women's participation in energy-related professions, and the development of local entrepreneurship. Now we'll listen the resident coordinator of the United Nations system, who emphasized the critical importance of accelerating the adoption of renewable energy across the country, highlighting its role in promoting sustainable development, ensuring energy security, and creating economic opportunities for communities, particularly for youth and women. His Excellency Yunus Ali Gedi, Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, highlighted the critical importance of accelerating the adoption of renewable energy throughout the country. He highlighted its role in promoting sustainable development, strengthening energy security, creating economic opportunities, fostering also innovation, but supporting the active participation of youth and women in the energy sector. And now His Excellency Mohammed Warsa Madiri, Djibouti's Minister of Trade and Tourism, participated in the 26th session of the UN World Tourism Organization General Assembly held this year in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The minister was accompanied by a high-level delegation, including the ambassador of Djibouti to Saudi Arabia, Mr. Diaidin Saeed Bamakhrama, close advisors Mr. Ahmed Mohammed Omar, Ministerial Counselor, and the Director General of National Tourism Agency. The Assembly provided a key platform for Djibouti to reaffirm its commitment to sustainable, inclusive, and technologically advanced tourism development. During the Assembly, the delegation shared Djibouti's vision for a tourism sector that leverages emerging technologies, particularly artificial intelligence, and enhance visitor experiences, optimize resource management, and promote the country's hidden treasure on the international stage. The session coincided with the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the UNWTO, with participation from over 165 countries and institutions. The minister also took part in high-level discussion on the future of tourism and engaged in bilateral meetings aimed at building strategic partnerships for the growth of Djibouti's tourism sector. Sports now. State Minister for Sport, State Secretary for Sport, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamil, attended to the opening ceremony of the 6th Islamic Solidarity Games alongside the Emir of Riyadh, Ministers of Sports, and Ambassador from more than 52 Islamic countries. The event, marking the official launch of the Games, celebrated cultural diversity and Islamic unity. Held from November 7 to 21st, 2025 in Riyadh, the Games featured 3,500 athletes from 57 countries, promoting values of solidarity, respect, and excellence. Still, sports in the 6th Islamic Sports Solidarity Games in Riyadh, Djibouti's table tennis pair Burhan and Nasima achieved an outstanding victory over Kyrgyzstan, winning 3-2 in a thrilling match. The match highlighted the duo's exceptional talent, resilience, and fighting spirit, securing Djibouti a spot in the quarterfinals, where they will face a strong team from Kazakhstan. This achievement marks a historic milestone for Djiboutian table tennis and reflects the steady progress of Djibouti's sportsmen on the international stage. And now for the international news in sport, CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo, Portuguese football legend, CR7 officially announced that the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be his last international tournament with the Portugal national team. At 40 years old, the five-time Ballon d'Or winner confirmed that he will retire from the international play following the tournament hosted in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Ronaldo stated in an interview during a Saudi Tourism and Investment Summit, "I feel great right now. I'm still scoring goals, fast and active. I enjoy playing with the national team, but to be honest, when I say soon, I mean within a year or two." He will turn 41 during the 2026 World Cup, explaining his decision to make it the pinnacle of his international career. Ronaldo has scored over 150 goals in all competition and more than 140 international goals for Portugal. And this is it for this 9 p.m. English News edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTD.